Good morning and welcome to 7 at 7 from the Economic Times podcasts, a daily financial news capsule to get you clued in for the day. It's Wednesday, the 18th of September, and I am your host, Bhaskar Datta. Let's start with news from the world. Marking the latest escalation in the almost year-long military conflict in West Asia, militant group Hezbollah vowed to retaliate against Israel after blaming it for the detonation of pagers throughout Lebanon on Tuesday, Global Report said. The attacks killed 9 people and wounded nearly 3,000 more, including Iran's envoy to Beirut, Reuters reported. Lebanese Information Minister Ziad Makari condemned the detonation of the pagers, while Hezbollah stated that Israel would receive fair punishment for the blast. Meanwhile, the US said that it was not involved in the attack and did not know who had carried them out. Pagers are low-technology devices used to receive and send messages. A UN official said that the attack marked an extremely concerning escalation in the conflict, which was sparked by a Hamas attack on Israel in October of last year, and since then has threatened to engulf the region in war. Things are happening at a breakneck pace in the run-up to the US elections. Days after what appeared to be a second assassination attempt against him, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump launched his own crypto platform and said that he would make the US the crypto capital of the planet. The platform, called World Liberty Financial, is promoted by Trump and his sons, he said in a live-streamed interview on social media platform X. The development marks a pivot from his time in the White House, when Trump had tweeted that cryptocurrency could facilitate drug trade and other illegal activity. That stance has now changed in the ongoing election campaign, with the presidential candidate seeking donations based on his new digital asset outreach, reports said. Let's turn to developments at home. India's trade deficit ballooned to a 10-month high of $29.65 billion in August, as muted global demand and geopolitical challenges led to a 9.3% contraction in exports. Imports, fueled by record gold demand, surged to an all-time high. Rising shipping costs and a slowdown in China, coupled with recessionary trends in Europe and the US, hurt exports. On a positive note, wholesale inflation dropped below 2% for the first time in 4 months, owing to the easing commodity and food prices globally. The unfavorable monthly trade numbers notwithstanding, foreign portfolio investors are back with a bang in Indian equity markets in September, on expectations of a US rate cut. Remember, the US Federal Reserve will announce its interest rate decision late tonight. In a challenging global environment, India still ranks ahead most others when it comes to major economic metrics like GDP growth, thus increasing its appeal for overseas investors. Industry data shows that during the current month, until September 17, FPIs pumped net $3.7 billion into Indian equities, higher than the net monthly flow in 6 out of 8 previous months in the current calendar year. While India has taken significant strides in fulfilling its sustainability goals, it has been a nascent market as far as carbon credits are concerned. Now that may be changing too. ET has learned that Microsoft, HSBC, JP Morgan and Amazon are procuring carbon credits from farmers and agricultural companies in the country to compensate for their carbon emissions and achieve net zero goals. What exactly is a carbon credit? Well, when a company buys a carbon credit, it receives approval for generating a certain amount of greenhouse gases. Companies receive a number of credits that fall over time, with the ultimate aim of the system to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Their demand has surged as India has become a global hub for data centers, which are energy intensive and have a very high carbon footprint, requiring large amounts of water to cool down their servers. For really long, India's bankruptcy court has been overburdened with cases that have slowed down their overall resolution. That may now change. ET reported that the centre is planning to put in place a creditor-led insolvency resolution mechanism, which would lead to a large number of out-of-court settlements for even big loan default accounts. The new mechanism will have a shorter resolution deadline, likely 150 days, compared with the 270 days currently allowed under the IBC. We end today with something to catch the fancy of all our fintech enthusiasts out there. British fintech giant Revolut, considered one of Europe's most valuable fintech firms, is set to launch its services in India in 2025, according to a media report. The London-based company had set up operations in India in 2021, But only this year did it receive a nod from the Reserve Bank of India to issue prepaid cards and wallets. It has been testing these products internally and is nearing the final stages of preparation, its India CEO, Paroma Chatterjee, told FT. That's all for today. Thank you very much for tuning into 7 at 7 from the Economic Times podcasts.